So this question here refers to order of operations, and the way that the order of operations goes is multiply and divide are on one level, and then add and subtract are on another level, and multiply and divide are higher in precedence than add and subtract. So if we look at this code here, the multiply is going to happen first, okay, because it's higher in the order of precedence, and then the add and subtract is next. So then we have two add and subtracts. We got one there and one there, and when you have more than one, it goes from left to right. So it's going to do this one first. It's going to do this one first, and then it's going to go from left to right on these two. So it's going to do this one, and then finally it's going to take that answer and it's going to do that. Okay, and so I'm not sure if it makes a difference with this little problem here, but there are other expressions that where the order that the operators are evaluated do make a difference, right? So how do we solve this problem? Because the problem is it's saying, how do we make the minus sign evaluate first? How do we make these evaluate first? Well, one thing that's higher in precedence than multiply and divide are parentheses. The C's. Okay, so if you ever want something evaluated first, all you need to do is put parentheses around it. So let's go ahead and grab this, put it here. We want this to happen first, so we're going to do that. Okay, so now when it comes to evaluate this expression, it's going to do that first, then it's going to do that, and then it's going to add the two together. Okay. And so we save and run it. Oh, we didn't print out the answer, so let's print any num, and then print that out to the screen 42. Let's see if it makes a difference if we don't do the parentheses. No, it's the same. So what about if we do that a divide there? So negative 32, and then we put parentheses around it. Okay, so in this case it makes a difference, right? So let's say we had this expression and we say, hey, we want to do the minus first, because the way that it would work normally is it would do the multiply and divide, which are on the same order of precedence. So it would work from left to right. It would do this one first, then it would do this one, and then finally it would do the subtraction, right? So then these two are, what is it, 35 divided by 13, let's say it's 3, and then 3 minus 6 is negative 3, right? So that's why when we don't put the parentheses, this is the answer we get, negative 3. But then if we do the parentheses, then it does this first, which gives us 7, and then it does this one next, because these two are in the same order of precedence, so it goes from left to right. It does that, 35 divided by 7 is 5, so we get a 5, right? So that's the way that this problem works.